If embarrassed was a person, it would definitely be me. I don't even know how to get back here. I don't even know what to say to you guys. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me check first. I don't know, guys. I'm here, so let's do this, okay? Do I even still know how to do this? Anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be reflecting on my 2024, answering some questions, talking about it. I definitely prepared a lot for this video. That's why it's coming a bit late. I had been wanting to film it for a minute, but hey, all in God's timing, right? Yeah, well, I want to start off by saying I hope that everybody who's watching this video is okay. I hope that you're in a place in your life where you feel that God is with you. Things may not be going so well, things may not be like perfect, but I hope that you just know who you are in Christ and that everything is gonna work out in the end. I mean, it always does, right? Like, I'm a bit shy, you guys. First up on today's agenda, we have reflecting on 2024. Describe your year in brief. Whew. 2024 was a very interesting year for me. I would say very interesting because there were a lot of highs, and the highs were pretty high, and the lows were very low as well. But in general, I would definitely say it was a year of growth. 2024 was my year of growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, internal growth. I think I grew a lot into who I am, and I think I found myself in 2024. Despite all the hiccups, despite all the, things that I faced, I feel like I definitely found myself in the year 2024. And that's how I would describe my year. Okay, so the first question is, what is your favorite memory of 2024? Honestly, I think I have quite a few good memories, but I think of special mention, I would definitely say seeing Nicki Minaj was one of my highlights of 2024, guys. Everybody who knows me knows that I've been a Barb, and I'm like an OG Barb. When people say they like Nicki, I am a Barb. When you see all those Barbs in the comments, I'm one of those people. I have my little ghost account where I be roasting the people in the shade room comment section. I really don't play about Nicki, and I had actually never been to a concert before. Okay, actually, we're gonna unpack more of this later, but yeah, okay. Seeing Nicki and also finally starting my business, which I think most of you know, is definitely a highlight of 2024 that I never thought that I would end the year 2024 on that note, and that was a very high and a very good note to end 2024 on. So, second question, what have you learned about yourself? 2024, Tadiwa, she was strong. She was a very strong girl. She took it, those years where life just teaches you. 2024 was those years for me, and I feel like I have learned that I am strong. I have learned that I am confident. I've always been very confident, and I think people who've learned with me from primary school, from high school, can tell you that I'm a very confident person. But I think I was confident in front of people, for the crowd, but I never had self-confidence in myself. The grace of God gave me confidence. I have Godfidence. I think Godfidence would be the right thing, because the confidence that I acquired, or that I learned that I had, or that I brought out of myself, it wasn't confidence that just comes from, a self-satisfactory place in my heart. No, it's a confidence that comes from God, and just knowing that God has got me. No matter if I'm doing the wrong thing, no matter if I'm doing the right thing, no matter if I'm, going astray, I just know that He loves me and He got me. So I think I learned that I am strong as long as I have God, and I have confidence as well. Who inspired you? So I really want to give this lady her flowers, you guys. This lady took me through 2024. She carried me, and I believe that God really sent her my way. Pastor Sarah Jake Roberts, you guys, that is the woman who has inspired me to become the woman that I am today. with Pastor Sarah, it's like everything that I'm going through in that moment in time is her preaching for the sermon. And somehow, coincidentally, it's like everything that I needed to hear from God, she told me that every Sunday, consistently. Every time I was going through something, every time I hit rock bottom, she was always the angel that was sent by God to kind of lift me up and to say, keep going, you got this, it's okay, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I think Pastor Sarah J. Roberts is definitely somebody who has inspired me and continues to inspire me. I definitely would want to meet Pastor Sarah J. Roberts one of these days, and it's just my prayer to God that I don't know how it's gonna happen, I don't know when, I don't know how, but guys, God is hearing it and I'm gonna meet her one day. My tea is gonna get cold. Yep, a lot. Question number 5. What would you have done differently in the year 2024? Well, here's the thing though. I believe that there is a lot of power in the lessons that we learn or in the things that we go through. When God created the earth, He never promised only sunny days. He said that the rain would come, but He would always give us shelter, even in the storm. So I wouldn't change anything from my 2024. There's a Bible verse actually that says, hardships. I don't want to misquote, so I'm just gonna say like from my own understanding. Hardships build character, right? So I wouldn't change not even one thing about my 2020. I believe that every single moment that I experienced, whether good or bad, whether sad or happy, whether I was crying or I was laughing, was meant to be. The grace of God will locate you in the right place at the right time for the right blessing, even if that gift you don't really understand it. So I wouldn't change, even though I went through some really hard things in 2024. I wouldn't really change anything. I think that it has built me and it has made me who I am today. How have you changed? I would say I've changed a lot. I definitely believe it's for the better. I mean, somebody can tell you otherwise, but I think and I believe that I have definitely changed for the better. I'm a better person to talk to. I'm a better person to approach. The difference between Godfidence and confidence is that when you have Godfidence, you are comfortable in yourself, but you don't make other people feel uncomfortable. So I think I've definitely developed the spirit of being welcome to a lot of people around me. I try my best to smile because I don't know what that person is going through. I try my best to just be kind. Even if somebody approaches me with a problem or with something that they need help with, I'm always open to helping because I know that easily the roles could be reversed, So I think I've changed a lot, and it's a prayer that I had been praying to God about, honestly. I had been praying for a good heart because I want to be very successful. And when you're successful, it can be very easy to lose your heart, to lose yourself, and to become mean and bitter and controlling, because power brings a lot of all those things. Even when it comes to like the content that I create on my platforms, I try to be as humble as I can because tomorrow is not promised, and being a good person is always the right choice. So I think I wouldn't want to be those people who say I'm a good person, but I think I've become a better person. So I feel like definitely I have changed my mindset in terms of how I handle other people and how I treat other people. I've changed in a lot of different ways though, but I feel like that's the most significant one. What is a book that you read and that you loved? So I had actually read this book before, but in 2024 I actually read it, like from a different perspective. You know how sometimes you do things and you're younger and you don't really understand, or you're just doing it for the fun of it. But that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up Deep, that book is actually a really great book. I reread a lot of books by Dan Brown, and I read some other new books by him as well. I also read some Jackie Collins books, but I feel like that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up Deep, it really made me change my perspective on life and how and why I do things. It really taught me that just live life. Don't stress too much about what's happening, why it's happening, when it's happening. Social media has changed the world because social media has introduced a certain level of perfection that doesn't exist in reality. Yes, it exists online, but it doesn't exist in reality. The economy is hard. We're all crying. but somebody's getting married. Like, make it make sense, you know. But it was talking about how all of this just exists online. You don't know that person's next day or their previous day or their previous year. So a lot of comparison goes on in our world because of the pressure. And another thing that the book taught me was how we should just let go of the things that we're not in control of. You know, there's a lot of things that go on in this world that we try to control, but sometimes if it's out of your control, just leave it, babe. Just don't stress about it. Even if on the day you wanted to get something so bad, you wanted to do something so bad, just don't stress about it, because there is a reason for everything. God has got you. I know the book doesn't really, you know, say God per se, but I really read it in the context of God. Yeah, but that was definitely a really good book that I read. What new skills did you learn? Well, I can cook. Like, trust me, I can cook, but I never was a baker. Tried to bake, but it would just flop. I was more open to baking. I was more open to learning about it, and I feel like I've done, you know, a bit of progress on that. Like, I can bake some muffins. Don't ask me to bake you a cake because I can't do that, but definitely some muffins, some cupcakes. We're learning and we're progressing. This is the question that I was waiting for. If you could relive one day, what day would it be? This day was the 8th of June. I would relive that day any day. I went to see Nikki. This is such a highlight for me because I never ever expected it. She had talked about her tour. She had been on tour actually since the previous year. She was already on tour in America, so obviously I was watching the tour online, you know, just participating, just following along. She didn't announce that she was coming to Poland until, like, I think a month before. So I think she announced that she was going to add Poland probably in May. When I saw the post, I was like, okay, Nikki is coming to Poland, and I started hyping it up. I posted it, but I didn't have any plan, zero money to execute. Okay, I was just happy that she was gonna be breathing the same air as me. That was enough. I'm like, okay, she's coming to Poland, to Warsaw. That is enough. You know, I didn't even have plans to actually go to the show because I didn't even have the money at the time. 2 weeks before, I think I went out with a friend of mine. We started talking about it, and you know, once she was like, okay, I'll go with you, I was like, okay, fine, this could be a reality. Story time. Let me tell you about how I told my boss that I had an emergency and she needed to pay me earlier. Like, oh my gosh. I literally told my boss that I had an emergency and she needed to pay me earlier because I needed to use the money, and I definitely purchased the Nicki Minaj concert tickets. Long story short, on the day we went there, it was good vibes. Nicki was late as always. She showed up, and when she showed up, she showed out, baby. She showed out, and I was in the front row. I think I should insert some clips of what I was saying. Hi guys, so Nikki is about to come on and I'm literally so excited, you guys. Like, this is the moment. This is the moment that we've been waiting for. Let me show you how close we are. You gotta see her. It was just so unreal for me. Imagine this little girl from Zimbabwe, like, listening to Nicki Minaj on her earphones, on her first phone, downloading the album, and then finally actually getting to see her front row in person singing live. That was crazy. That was crazy for me, and I just would want to relive that day all day, any day. Yeah, a moment of silence for that day. I'm so dramatic. Let's go to the next question. Okay, moving on. What mistakes did you make and what did you learn from that mistake? It's a mistake that I had been repeating over and over again, and I feel like I finally got into a point where I realized that it's actually a problem, a disease, and it needs to be dealt with. I am a people pleaser. I tend to outdo myself, overdo myself in order to please my friends, you know, my family, people around me, and I just, you know, I'm that person who makes myself uncomfortable to make other people comfortable. Like, that is that is just my nature. That has always been my nature. Not the way to live life. You know, there are actually times where you need to prioritize yourself. I definitely made the mistake of giving myself over and above to other people, friends who didn't really deserve my love, you know, who didn't really deserve my kindness. I always tell this to everybody. I think if you had a conversation with me, I've definitely brought this up, that there are friends for a reason, friends for a season, and friends for life. That helped me to, you know, reflect over my mistakes and kind of like learn that, okay, I'm not gonna make this same mistake again with friendships of easily falling in, easily feeling like we're for life, or easily feeling like, okay, we are locked in and I gotta go all out for this person because we locked in. No, it's not everybody who's gonna be locked in with you like that. It's not everybody who's for life. Going back to the phrase, friends for a reason. You have a reason to be friends with them. We're friends because we go to school together. We're friends because we go to church together. And then there's friends for a season. These are the friends who, yes, you're friends. Yes, you vibe. Yes, everything is cool, but it's for that season. Maybe it's the season of high school. Maybe it's the season of uni. That's the season for that friend. And they did their thing. They did their big one. It's fine. But when it's time to say bye, don't crush yourself because that was the season for that friend. And there's friends for life. Definitely those friends that you've had for 5+, 6+, 7+, 10+ years and going on. Those are the friends who have seen every phase of you. So that's what I've had to tell myself as well. That it's okay when people come and go in your life. They came for a reason, they've served their purpose, and when it's time to say bye, we just say bye and we move on. Describe a nice thing that you did for someone. I would say the nicest thing that I did for someone this year was starting to post my Christian content because, baby, the girlies have been eating it up in the best way possible. Believe it or not, every time there's always someone who reaches out saying, hey Tadiwa, I'm resonating with this so much, and that is just like a blessing to me, you guys. So I feel like that's the nicest thing that I could ever do for someone, because material things, they wither and they can get lost or broken or whatever, but like touching someone's life in where they are, a stranger who you don't even know, worlds apart, mind you, that is the nicest thing that I could possibly do for anyone. And I just want to say thank you so much to the people who have been supporting my content. Thank you so much to the people who have been telling me. I always get DMs from the girlies saying keep going to Diwa. Like, I love you guys so much. You know, every time when I say love you besties, I literally take you guys as my besties, because at any given time, even in the middle of the night, if I feel like, if I just dream of something and God places a word in my heart, I can't wait to tell the besties. I can't wait to make a video. And you know, it's just so nice and so humbling to be able to get the feedback that I've been getting. I was posting before a lot of different things, but I didn't really have a purpose, and I felt like I was competing in a niche that wasn't mine. Like, I was competing with the girlies who knew what they were doing in those areas, and I just realized that God placed so many words in my heart that I need to give to the girlies. And guys, 2025 is gonna be definitely bigger, better, and we are innovating the content we are going. And it's not just about the content for me. Like, when I post, I don't look at the numbers. I don't even, you know, I used to do that thing where I hide the number of likes, number of views. No, I don't do that anymore, because I believe that God is directing my content to who needs it. You know, God is directing my content to who needs to hear it. So for me, it's more about touching people's hearts and touching people's lives other than the numbers now. So watch the space. I literally feel like I'm yapping with my besties right now. How did you handle setbacks or challenges? God. Crazy, and as, you know, bizarre as that sounds, there were days when I would just say, God, please take me. I can't do this anymore. Suicidal thoughts were definitely brimming up some way, but those setbacks and challenges were designed by God to make me a better person. Cause baby, when I got up from that depression, when I got up from that anxiety, when I got up from all that sorrow, I was a new creation. People may look at me and they may see, oh, this girl has it all together. We went through a lot to get here, and it's just a trust the process type of thing. And I just trust in God in everything that I do. Like, I no longer live by my own will or by my own, you know, I don't plan for things anymore. I just do in God, and I just do things, and I just give it all to God and say, hey God, if this is what I'm supposed to do right now, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna trust that you're helping me with it. Isolation, solitude, just taking some time away from the madding crowd, taking some time away from all the pressures of the people who are saying, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that. Why are you not doing this? Just ignore everybody for a week at least. I did it for 3 months. You can do it for a week, I'm sure. Take a moment to breathe. If you miss Instagram, if you miss TikTok, create a ghost account. Log out of your main account. That's what I did. I have a little account of mine that I put on the side, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow all my favorite content creators on this platform, and I'm just gonna be able to catch up with what's happening in the world, but just remove myself from the people who might be pressuring me to do the things that I don't need to be doing at this moment in time. Consider any limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that you had, and how did you handle them. I used to be this person who, if things don't go my way, suicidal thoughts. Honestly, this is something very grave to share, but I feel like I never really took my suicidal thoughts seriously. I mean, to me it was just like, oh, this isn't working out, I think dying is better. I would never get to the action or going to get a knife or buying pills. No, it would never get that far. It would just be the thought. I have learned that my life is so important, not to me, but to God. Every day I woke up and I prayed and I said, God, please take me. You know I'm not gonna do it. You know I'm not gonna hold a knife to my chest or do those funny things. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that type of girl. But I need you to do it. So please just take me in my sleep. And every time I woke up, I was like, oh, I'm up again today. That's when I realized that my life is that important to him. Because he's God. He could have done it if it was, that deep. Definitely we hear of people who have, just died in their sleep. But he didn't. Every day he woke me up, and no matter how hard it is, I went to sleep saying, God, please take me, and I still woke up the next morning. As long as I have not fulfilled what he has said I will fulfill, he's not going to take me, and nothing is going to happen to me. I may go through the hard times, I may go through the hiccups, but as long as he's not done with me, then I'm not done with my time on earth. Let me just tell you guys something crazy that I just, thought of this other day. I imagine God to be a very busy guy. Imagine being the boss of 18 billion people on earth, and they all need to be woken up by you. There's births going on, there's deaths going on, there's people being delivered, there's people who are sick, people in hospitals. He is the boss of all those things, and he's taking care of all those things. But in all that busyness, he still had the time to wake me up today. I imagine that he has a little roster or a little, something, a book of the people he's waking up that day, or the people that he's, by his grace taking away or taking up to heaven. And when he gets to Tadiwa, he's like, oh yeah, I need to go wake up Tadiwa. And he comes and he wakes me up. That's just how I imagine it. And who am I to then kill myself after God has woken me up? God has taken time out of his busy schedule to wake me up. That's a crazy way of imagining it, but it's definitely something that has helped me to get rid of those negative thought patterns of, I should kill myself. We rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Biggest achievement, definitely starting my business. For those of you who don't know, I am a chef. Self-appointed chef. I have a little business of mine called Angel's Kitchen. We launched in 2024, and by God's grace we are doing it big time. I'm gonna do a little insert of my page, and if you don't follow the page, please do. I've been cooking since I was in grade 5. So it has been something that has been nurtured in me from a very young age, and I never thought that one day it would turn into a business, into a passion. And I've just seen God's grace locate me in that, because I cooked and I've always cooked, but I never thought that I could cook food for other people to eat and buy. So that has just been God's grace, grace. I don't even know how to describe that one. That one is between me and God. But yeah, definitely Angel's Kitchen was one of my biggest achievements in 2024. Okay, I think this is the last question. You guys have literally been hearing me for ever. Favorite learning experiences. I think I've already talked a lot about this, but definitely the hard times taught me a lot. They taught me a lot about who's gonna ride for you in your lowest moment. They taught me a lot about how God is always in the storm, that even if we go through the storm, he's there and he's the calm. He's the peace within the storm. Joy in chaos. I think you guys know that song by Maverick City that says joy in chaos. Even though I don't know what's going to happen, even though I don't know what's coming tomorrow, God is still God and he is still good. No matter what storm you're going through, you should always come out of it with a lesson. It's never really a storm. It's always really kind of like a lesson to teach you something. And when you come out of it, you would definitely be a better person. I feel like think this is good. This is tea. I don't know, you guys. You see a podcast coming? You see a podcast coming? Let me know in the comments. What to look forward to in 2025? I have personally branded my 2025 the year of maintenance and upgrade. I also ended on a very good note. My December was like the best month of the year, which is crazy, right? You see what I was talking about? The storm producing results, the storm producing character, the storm producing, lessons. So that's how all of a sudden my latter half of 2024 was so bad, but December was then the best month of the year. Definitely in 2025, I look forward to maintaining and upgrading whatever lessons that I've been learning. I want to maintain my spiritual bond with God. I want to maintain the growth in my business. I want to maintain everything that I've started with my social platforms. I want to maintain, but also upgrade. You see, because I'm not starting on a fresh page. That's the beauty of God, that even though there's a time when I didn't know what my tomorrow would look like, He made sure that He set the foundation in December, that my January I wouldn't be starting from zero. Definitely we're maintaining as we upgrade. Oh, and the note says, love you, besties. Mwah. I actually love you guys. I wish you knew that every video of mine, when I say I love you, like I actually love you. Like I just love the girls, and I love it when the girls comment on my posts. So if you are a girl and you're a girl's girl, comment. I even end up being friends with most of the people who comment on my post, or people who interact with my posts. I end up being like mutual friends with them. Sometimes we talk about random things, and I always say happy birthday. It's just nice to just be connected to people all around, that strangers that we don't even know each other, but we're just connected by the Spirit of God, or the Spirit of girlhood, or whatever. The last thing that I wanted to do before I go is actually something very special. I want to motivate somebody to start journaling. Somebody then actually helped me to realize that there's a verse in the Bible, Habakkuk, right? I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think it's 22 verse 2 or 2 verse 22, but there's a lot of twos there. It says that if you have a vision, write it down, make it plain, and give it to God. This is my journal that I got from somebody. I've also labeled the months. You see these small little tags. We have June, as you see. We have July, August, September. We have October. We have November, and we have December. Journaling is like my thing now, and I don't put pressure on myself to journal every day. I just journal when I feel it, and it just so happens that it's a lot of times. That was okay. This is my favorite page in the whole journal. As you can see, it says, Dear God. I don't know if you guys can see. I might have to put it on the side if you guys can't see. It says, Dear God, Project Angel's Treats or Angel's Kitchen. You see how I even had a different name for it at the beginning. And it says all the plans that I was planning here. It says here, today is 20 August 2024. I would like to have started this project by 20 October 2024. Amen. Here it says 27 October. Here it says I would like to have started by 20 October. This is 7 days after the projected time. 27 October, not yet. But when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60 verse 22. November 20. This is a whole month later. First order done and dusted. What a God. Can you imagine? A whole month later, and it doesn't end there. 1 January 2025. Several orders later. 10 plus. God is truly so good. Isn't that just so powerful, guys? Isn't that just so amazing to just write something down and literally go along with it and see it come to fruition? So I don't know, guys, if you needed any more motivation, any more inspiration to write down your thoughts, your plans, now is, I've given you everything. I've literally shown you. You know Angel's Kitchen, it's up and running. You've seen the drawing board. You've seen when I was saying, Dear God, this is my plan, this is my vision. And you've seen that today I sit here, Chef Angel, self-appointed, and I am a business owner, a CEO, future restaurant owner. And these are all things that I'm going to write down, and God is going to see it all happen. So Guys, it's been lovely to chat with you. It's been lovely to catch up. It's been lovely to reflect and rewind over my 2024 and just project onto what is going on, what is going to, what I expect my 2025 to look like. But above everything else, I just also want to say that don't expect too much from 2025, because as human beings, we often expect, and when things don't go our way, we get disappointed. Don't expect, but surrender to God. Don't expect, but surrender to God. I hope that is a word that is going to get to somebody. And it's been lovely. It's been nice. I feel like my tea literally got cold while I was yapping. But I really love just yapping and talking to you. It's literally felt like you were there with me. And I hope that it all resonated with you. And I hope that this was a nice video to come back to. Please, guys, please subscribe. Share this video with somebody who you feel like needs to hear this, needs to just, see somebody else's experience, somebody else's 2024 reflection. And I mean, we had a lot of words, we had a lot of pointers that we were talking about. So if you feel like your friend or somebody needs it, please do share the video, share the link, share to your stories. Pretty please. Comment down below your favorite part of the video, what you learned, what you want me to be posting in 2025, what you expect from me, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I'm definitely open to everything, and maybe we can be friends. I told you I'm definitely looking for like online girly friends. So let's comment, let's engage, let's be besties. I really want to be besties with you. I really crave for this thing where we can actually be besties. So I mean, what kind of bestie doesn't comment on her bestie's post? Like, I ain't never seen that. I hope that God blesses you all, and may you all have a prosperous 2025. I love you, besties. Mwah.